Welcome to a replay with me and the red here, Game Bulldog 1, as the Cumans against Chief Pikachu. I was like, Pikachu? Could sound like something else, but I'm not going to pronounce it again. Well, so he's somewhere over there. I don't know that. This was back in November 8th, I want to say, so a few weeks ago. It's November 22nd now. Just going to speed it up to get to a good spot. And hopefully you can hear the game okay. We'll find out later. But here's me doing a single wall. Got into feudal. Oh yeah, he's like messed up my build order, too much idle time, we'll see how this plays out. I'm like, you got this. You know, trying to build him up, because I understand that feeling. Because you never know who you're going to be up against. You don't know if you're going to like steamroll him or get steamrolled. Most of the time I'm the one getting steamrolled. The thing in this game called smurfing. Some people call it tanking, being tankers, or there's other terminology, a sandbagging. I think they could say that in like chess or something. I don't remember what it was, but when people intentionally go down very quick in ranking so that they can beat up on low elo people like me. Most of the time I'm sure I'm losing to fair battles, which is fine, because yeah, I tend to focus on things that may not be super great in the long run, like double walling. And hey, okay, I looked down at my phone for a second. There is a castle, as you can see, my base to the west. He's got Tarkans. They're good at taking out buildings. Unique unit of the Huns. The Cumans have plus 33% team bonus for their palisade walls when building here. So a little bit stronger inherently out the gate. Nothing like stone walls, but it's at least something. And yeah, kind of what we got here. So I have to rebuild another wall, since he has castle dropped me and castle age, taken out some houses of mine, lowers the populations. That's what we're seeing here. I got to build some houses back. The blanking on the top. Population you need to build villagers in army. For those new to the channel, I don't have a lot of people that come take a look at things here, but this is for friends and family and those interested in learning the game for the basics. Just want to do a cast here. So they are taking out my barracks here, torching it up. Got some pikemen, spearmen. Look like spearmen. To take out. Now they're up to pikemen, just upgraded them. See that right here. See this stuff too. To help counter those guys. So looks like they backed off, been repairing it. Because now he's more on my turf. His castle's out of range for taking anything out substantial anymore. I think I just had a couple houses out that way. This is just responding to pressure. Score's pretty close. He's got it on me for the moment. New monasteries there. The humans have. The Huns, I believe, looks like that too. I think they're like neighboring civilizations, probably at different time periods, honestly. But I think the Mongols came later. Yeah, Huns were older and Mongols came later. This is my attempt to remember general history. And yeah, I got the extra town centers. I probably did a little slow for Cumans. Cumans has a bonus that you can build an extra town center in feudal age. It's a little slower for that build compared to castle age, but it allows you over time to have more villagers out more quickly. Here he comes out with the Huns again. With the Tarkans, sorry. The Huns have the Tarkans. So I got a couple skirmishers, throw stuff over the wall, a monk to try to convert them. That palisade wall's going down fast, even with the extra HP. I convert a Tarkan, throwing javelins at him, got some pikes on him. He's trying to lure me back into the castle range. I come back. I'm going to build some more walls or houses, house wall, especially because I am pop capped. Tarkan's trying to come in, take him out. See how fast those pikemen take him out. For counters, they do bonus damage to cavalry. That's why you build them. I need a little bit more range so I can hit those weak units before they run away. And I wanted to get the, there's a relic down there, I believe. Yep, that's what my monk's grabbing to get some passive gold. Picked up. Looks like I'm researching thumb ring to help with the accuracy for the skirmishers, and if I happen to build additional ranged units like the really quickly produced cav archers. I'm trying to auto farm here, so some of the farms are going outside of my wall, so I can get rid of those. Just watch the idle villager bell on the top left. There's a mod to enlarge in this, and that's what I got using right now. Going up to Imperial Age so I can get some trebuchets to treb down that pesky castle. He's removing my line of sight by destroying the remaining palisade walls up there, so I can't see what he's doing. My tree line up to the north is thinning out, so you can easily get in there if I get too close to that. So getting rid of those without defense. If he were to plop another castle up here too, he had range of everything I got on this side if he flanked me somewhere else. Usually these games, you know, I've lost quite a few of them in these kind of circumstances, but so far I was able to kind of survive for a bit. Hopefully I don't lose my voice through this. I just finished karaoke with some friends. I got someone asking me what songs did I sing. It's a lot of group songs, but oh, here comes the Huns again. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Speaking of songs, sounds like the Beatles. Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It's another video I did. Not a lot of people watched it. Oh, look at that! He found a hole in my wall. It's great. So, got the pikemen. Gonna go try to get him again. Town centers are pretty beefy, so he's trying to go for it, but I just have a lot of units that are here to meet him with a quick demise. He's got a few down here that kind of got through. But yeah, that was a bad loss on his end. He barely put a dent in that town center. He's also at the Imperial Age. So here's me trying to save my house down there. Not the worst thing to lose it, but I am pop capped, and that is pretty bad. You want to keep producing villagers, even up to over 100. So here's me taking out those, save the house, building another one, so I remove the pop cap. I'm getting stone now, so I can get a castle myself for trebuchets and an additional 20 population to try to build up an army. But I gotta get out of here. My score is now going considerably higher than his is. Maybe he's just not focusing on the economy. I mean, that's literally all I have to do over here. I don't have army that's moving forward. I just have it to defend. The Targans are good, but not quite enough to really finish things here. You saw what I was doing by repairing whatever he attacked, like the barracks earlier. So he hasn't been able to get any crucial buildings, just a few houses here and there. Palisade walls. Found a hole up there. I don't know if I ended up protecting it, but just built a lot of houses, got a lot more population, so really fixing up this southwest position so he stops going through there. I really need to get to that gold, especially before he does. I got some of mine back here, like quite a bit, so I'll be okay for a while. Not a ton there. Really overdoing it on the food. I mean, that'll come into handy later with the good cavalry that the Cumans have. So the Night Line and the Scouts, they move faster. 5% each age, up to 15% in Imperial. So starting in Feudal. And they have cheaper stables and archery ranges as well. 75 less wood. I'm researching two-man saw, replication, grabbing another relic nearby. So he's giving me a break here. Makes me nervous about what he's doing. His score is now above. He's in Imperial Age. He's probably focused more on economy since he hasn't been attacking. I may have got a surge of points because I've been taking out a lot of Tarkans, but now there's not much going on, so he's working on something. I am working on a castle to the south. I've got enough stone for another one. 650 for most civilizations, save the Franks and Slavs if you get debts or whatever it's called, for the wood cost castles. And Inca, cheaper castles too. Previously called the Incas. Inca. Proper, I guess. Guess we can kind of see what he's doing here, if you're interested. I like to do it from this point of view. It's the game that I played, the game that I know, and as if I don't know of what's going on during the game, if for what he's going to do. Because where he's good at scouting, that's what he's doing down there, I am not. I remember taking out his scout at the beginning of the game, but I don't know what happened to mine later. But, we got gold in the back, lucky me. So gold here, gold there. Still floating too much food. I don't see a market yet, so I'm not going to be selling any of that quite yet. But still building villagers, got 93. I like to aim for over 100 at least. Maybe even up to 120, as long as things are going well. Getting a stable, need more wood. That's that sound of losing my farming, because you need 60 wood per farm as it renews. His scout finally was going to my base again. I've got that hole up there to the north for the tree line, so he probably broke through that. Took him out with pikemen. Have some houses here, but not enough to block that up. Really need more on the wood. Gold's finally coming up. Maybe too much on stone, but castles are expensive, so more of those will be coming. I think I may have seen one to the west that I was doing, but I don't remember. Yeah, lots of gold going on. I just need to build more troops. There's 0 in production at the moment. Just dealing with all the additional villagers. I've got plenty of population now, floating way too many resources, just not enough wood. So if he wanted to hit me now, especially with a bigger score, it would definitely be good now. But the stone going out from the north, the stone to the south was slowing down. It's me trying to hold this up. Mostly I need more military. It's been a big problem of mine oftentimes, is I get surprised by something. I have no outposts in this game. There's that additional castle though to the west. So for someone that was worried about his build, he's doing pretty good. We got another castle now to try to be a little bit more on his advanced doorstep. He is, just within range, so he's hitting my castle before it's being produced, which you can destroy these before they're made and you just lose 650 stone right off the bat, which is really bad. But luckily it's not strong enough for the castle fire to reduce this. Trebuchets will do it. I've lost castles that way. Try to get too aggressive moving the castles to the front, but I'd like to have safer ones, so I built these down here, particularly this one to the southeast to defend that wood line, but just to be safer from the front. That north is still not closed up, but getting there. Lots more villagers now, that's great. Resources going up, wood still needs a little bit higher, even though I got 46 on it, it's crazy. Now when you build kipchaks, or cavalry archers, or pikemen, or skirmisher, they all cost some measure of wood, especially the trebuchet. Coming out right now, it's 200 wood, 200 gold. He's got an up on me for the treb. So we still have a near full health castle, trying to fight back. And I got my army coming in. I think I deleted a palisade wall so I can start moving those troops forward, but it's kind of bottlenecked at the moment. Need to get them within range. So I think I'm moving everybody out of the way so the trebs can set up to fire. Another hole at the south with the wood line. The score is really going up higher than mine. Trebs are now firing. There's no benefits that the Cumans have for trebuchets, but the Huns have more accurate trebuchets, and they fire more accurately at units and small targets, so really good for treb wars. Normally for me it's best to just aim for the castle so I can eliminate that. For him it would be good to aim at my trebuchets if you can't take down the castle, which he got mine to half, but his is dead because I made sure to do enough this time. They call it like trickle trebbing, or if you just kind of trickle in just a few trebuchets and it ends up messing you over, and so that's what he's kind of doing. He's only got one there, and so I responded with quite a bit more. Now I'm repairing that castle, which costs stone, and I'm removing the ability to build another castle by bringing it under 650. As I'm both just got way too much of a traffic jam here, I'm firing on his. He backed up, and I'm still trying to advance. He doesn't seem to have anything to back that up. I took out his castle, taking out his trebuchet. He had all those Tarkans that went down. Now I'm going to expand out to stone. He does have a few champions here. And trebuchets are, again, notoriously bad at aiming, except for the Huns and the British when you research Warwolf. So I've got the converted Tarkin and the Cav Archers and Halberdier now, upgraded pikemen. Lighting off a few units there. Researching a ton of things. Elite Kipchak, Sanctity. The Parthian Tactics for the Cav Archers to do bonus damage to Spearmen. armor, I think. Yep, +1, +2 armor, and +2 attack for spearmen. So not all civilizations get that. Still got a barracks going for a monastery. So this is me getting really lucky pushing back. Still behind him on score, but not by much anymore. He is scouting me with a hussar, the upgraded scout cavalry. Goes to light cav and then hussar. Huns get cheap cav archers and faster working stables as well, so you gotta watch out for that. And Tarkans that can be trained at the stable instead of just the castle. I've got camels out. Cumans don't get anything special for their camels except for they are faster, just like the rest of the cavalry. It's all mounted units. So here's the battle for the stone with villagers. I need to bring my army in to support that. Now that I've knocked out a monastery, he doesn't have a counterattack here. Just seems to be scouting me. They're fast enough to ignore the castle fire. We've got a ton of trebuchets now to answer, and lots of hussars to the south, taking out my stone gatherers. Trying to get up to that next stone amount, floating thousands of resources, way too much. Almost at max pop, that was good. About 60 army, that's great. And here come the paladins. So the paladins, again, were produced more quickly for the Huns, and not everybody gets access to paladins. Cumans do as well, but I don't have them out in the field. So that's a strong army against mine that has a good backline, but nothing in the front except for some halberdier. And so I just need a lot more halberdier. I converted some, but this is where the paladins kind of take over. And the hussars did a great job raiding my stone guys down there. Trying to bring some troops down that way too. Yeah, those trebs are not in a good spot. Paladins beat everybody there. Hussars beating everybody there. My population drops all the way down to basically my villager count. This is where it looks like I'm going to be dead again. So building more troops. He's not advancing like he was. I backed some villagers off. Yeah, his score skyrocketed with winning that battle. Yeah, and I think I am done, especially since this castle is getting hit by those trebuchets. That'll knock down my population count and ability to build more kipchaks. They fire a group of arrows. They're pretty cheap. It's not great like bang for your buck as the game goes on if everything gets upgraded, but can be still devastating in masses. And if you have a good enough line in the front, so I need a lot more halberdier to deal with that paladin. Monks are nice and everything for some conversions, but you got to be doing a ton. Cumans also don't get theocracy, and so you got to micro them really well. Theocracy allows a group of monks for just one to have to rest afterward when doing conversion. And when you don't have it, they all go down. And so then they just rely on healing your army instead of converting the enemy. Hussars are hard to convert anyway. They're melting in that palisade gate, because castle's kind of... The castle has taken down a few of the hussars. Camels to help take him out too. He's hoping he can raid my economy there. But my army that I was building that haven't advanced yet kind of answered that. He should have attacked with the paladins at the same time or found something to go in, probably to the north, since his castle's here. Or at least scaring that gold group, as my gold is dropping a little bit. Still fine. Still fine. Trying to get more stone for another castle. I'm not sure where I'm gathering that stone. There might be a little bit more to the north. But I already got an army back, so this is good. Especially since I don't have that many production facilities. Another bonus that Cumans get is steppe husbandry, light horsemen, and cavalry archers trained 100% faster. So cav archers, and if you build any scout cavalry line or steppe lancers. I don't think I did that on this one. But got the fast cavalry. Just trickle treading, right? Talked about that, just one, so trying to take up that tower. Towers are pretty weak, so not too hard, but against castles you want to have more than just one. Tower's almost dead. That looks like a onager shot, yep. Or a mangonel, whatever the Huns have access to. I don't think it goes that far. Yeah, it's literally just a mangonel, them and the Turks. So that goes down fast. I gotta look out for the other ones though, backing off. Here comes that paladin crew that we saw before. Camels to take out his treb before he takes out the castle, repairing that. big battle here. I need to switch the archers to the back and the halbs in the front. Some monks, even with the hill, which I guess they're matching you now because you can get bonuses. It looks like my guys are getting pretty hit, getting some of his, but even with the camels, just not super strong. Hanging out, trying to do some shots. Trebuchet's firing helplessly on the crowds. Paladin's winning this battle again. He's got halbs of his own too to help fend off my camels. Castle to help firing on those. Me desperately trying to make another wall. But Trebuchet's going to go down. That's a very expensive loss. Another battle won by him. But he is thinning, and so he's not going to have enough to really punch through. Just got hit by a castle fire. More camels dragging into this castle. So good win on his battle, but I defended myself. His score's really sending away because he keeps winning these battles. But that was a very expensive loss for him. Like, my stuff is not near as expensive, I think, as the Paladin is. Got one converted up there. They are a 60 food, 75 gold unit per Paladin, and then the upgrades 1300 food and 750 gold. So very expensive loss of his group there. Because remember, that first battle he won, he brought them back. This one he committed and lost everything. My castle, not at full health there, but enough stone for one or two castles. Yep, there goes one. So still enough to repair that. Looks like no, that one guy behind he's working on a tree. Lumberjack, oh, John Henry back there. Not a stone dude. Stone repairing castle dude. Like flies, trying to get all the wood up there. Okay, great time to attack for the paladins here as I'm trying to put up this castle with not nearly enough villagers. So he did have another pack, especially with the high, fast-producing stables that the Huns have. So again, trying to get him with camels, but his halbs can do damage there, so I need more halberdier myself. If I can deal with that. Some cav archers trying to take shots, but you see how well they're really well armored and high HP. So you need more than just archers. Archers just meant for something in the back. This is going to be an expensive loss of the castle if I can't get villagers up there. That might be John Henry coming down to help out. So still taking shots at him here, but he is going to win that battle yet again. We'll see how much he tries to commit. Again, he'll get things thinned out because of the castle building. He sees John Henry, rip, trying to do stuff there, but he's going to go down. See ya. It might even have been him, I don't know, I didn't see a guy up there on the wood. These villagers probably clicked on it before, didn't know they were going to this certain death. That looks like it's getting hit by a trebuchet, yep. So that's not good, that's going to be a big loss. They call these Doubt castles, there's a pro player named Doubt that's really good. But he does castles kind of aggressively like that sometimes, and he'll lose it. Sometimes it loses games. That happens. Trebuchet here trying to attack his treb, same problem. I need this guy to go out there, but he may have hit their pile. But you can see it didn't do as much as it needed to. But I need more units, so still plenty of money. Gold is running thin. I'm buying trebuchets and upgrades and castle or camels. There goes the castle. That stunk. Lots more paladins into the mix, so this is where he wins another battle. So I got a barracks up front here, trying to produce more halbs. And I think that's the biggest thing I can do here. He does have some of his own, so something like champion might be good to respond there as well. They do have access to it. Cumans have champions that they can do. I don't build them very often, so. But you see, there's a bottleneck here, so half of his troops aren't even fighting. So that helps for me, kind of just shooting at him. I converted a paladin in the back. So this is pretty unfortunate for him, because he took a fight in between the tree line and the palisade, and where he could have come through and done a lot more damage, that, like, melted his troops to where my ranged units could do a little bit more damage, and then the guys in the front stopping him from advancing. So that just stunk for him. He was probably busy doing other stuff. These guys just making money in the wood department. 61, 3,000. Definitely don't have a low bid there anymore. But gold is low. I don't know if I built a market yet. Oh, yep, it's in front. So now I can sell off wood and food before he does, especially to get better prices. It's just kind of how the game works. You share a market price. And so whoever gets to it first for selling and buying can get better prices. It's better to get a raw economy than it is to leverage the market. So you see my gold was down and now my food's down because I sold and I got gold up. And there goes the wood. So that's me exchanging. It doesn't really say anything here. It will say that in Capture Age, which I've used a time or two. Okay, this is too bad. He's out of position. Trebuchet's probably locked in at wanting to take that castle. He ran into some troops. Yep, he's setting up here. But those will go down before possibly even getting a shot off. There's the paladins. And he did get a shot. Now looks like got one more treb, and nope, yep, couldn't get 2 shots, but he got 1 shot. So here comes my mixed army. A lot more helps this time, so I should win that battle. Oh, but he does have reinforcements. Game really helps to be good at scouting, which I am not great at, so we can figure out engagements. But I think his reinforcements came a little bit late, so he had a split army and died. Oh, there's more stone up there. That would be good to get. I do have enough for another castle. His army goes down. This is again just me on a view lock, so it's whatever I see in the game is what we see. He does have a castle going to the north. Villagers have a bonus against buildings, so they're going for that. Looks like we got a trebuchet firing still down at that castle, with other ones hopefully being set up soon. But I probably got distracted by that too. These guys setting up some troops to hopefully help defend them. Yeah, he had all the stables in the back to try to come in. Got a captured paladin there, taking out some villagers so he doesn't get that castle up. Still never sealed this, but I think at this point I'm looking to push back. Castle goes down, so 1 for 1 there. And now I have him to take out those. His castle goes down before the Hussar cleans up my group. So I'm not too worried about just little packs of Hussars. Still got a huge score on me here. In those earlier battles he won. But I'm starting to clean out his outskirt fortifications and winning enough battles. But this is kind of hard to deal with there. He's got a lot of halberdiers to support the Hussar. These guys are coming down to help deal with that. 2 barracks there in the front to help with more halberd production. Lots of castles still for the Kipchaks. At some point I lost that castle in the front to the trebuchets. That was probably the group that I saw out front there when we were distracted doing some battles. Got all this sealed off. We're going to fight him at the gate. He is just outside of the range of the castle. Kipchaks firing from the back, cavalry archers. More coming to clean up these halberdier. Trickles of Hussar won't be able to do too much. They are definitely lower HP, lower armor, so they're not quite the paladins. They're more resilient to monk conversions though, so I'm not able to get those as much. Any archer is going to have lower HP too, so you want to fight them off before they get there. So we clean that up. Still fights going on to the north, trying to stop his line of reinforcements with a few units, and then the villagers doing their thing with the bonus damage against structures, especially if you research sappers from the castle. And that will do extra damage. Villagers are very passive though. If you're not controlling them, they won't fight back against like the Hussar who's trying to chop them down. And archers won't also run away. You have to micro them. Building a castle to defend my lumberjacks here. That's how I'm getting some of that gold without mining. Just getting extra resources to sell, which prices at this point in the game later will be not as good, but still good to have gold units. That's how we're able to squeeze out the Kipchaks and the Cav archers, the monks. Luckily and we see champions on the way. They're just being upgraded at the moment, so these are probably like longswords or something at this point. It's like a 5-unit upgrade system for those. It's a lot. That's why I usually don't like to build them. Tons of SRs, again, low HP. Got a pack of my guys, halberdier, jacks to help take them out. So they go down really fast. Those are good raiding units, but fighting like that, there's too much of what I have to clean them up. Some camels too to counter his cavalry. Building a mining camp to try to get that little bit of stone back. We hit max pop again. Low stone, low gold again. So just gotta literally farm gold here by getting everything we're going here and getting all that wood so we can sell it off and stay on top of our gold units. So the fight for this stone is still afoot. I don't see any trebuchets, but we need something to take out that tower. It's not in range of the stone guys, but they gotta be careful. Looks like I'm looking to scout more in the center to see where else his guys are coming from to stop those waves. We took out a huge production facility in the north. Accidentally built a trade cart for doing hotkeys of the market. I was trying to sell. So I used that to scout him. Found stone walls and a castle. So now I know what I'm up against. So thank you, trade cart, for your sacrifice. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 4,200 food, that should be sold at any point now, especially since our gold's dropped down. The little trickle there is from the relics. There's a villagers getting in tower fire. Here's a little more hussars trying to stay outside of the castle. At max pop, I realize I need to lose some units so I can get trebuchets in the battlefield. Picked up the rest of that stone, just a couple hundred. Enough to repair something, or build a tower if needs be in the front. And that's where the tower is going to go up. 125. Stone. Nothing terribly special about the towers for the Cumans or in general. Go to the multi-use of castles. Huns don't have any castle or tower bonuses either. So different style tower though. Firing on that. I'm actually surprised the Huns tower looks almost like only European. Not like I really know for architecture, but this is pretty unique, the Cumans tower. Again, damage against buildings, sent some villagers to go take out that tower. He does have murder holes, which means he can fire down on units directly below it, but they will take that out quickly. Yep, tower's already down. I don't even think I lost a villager there. That was fast. So this is good to know when you're trying to defend yourself. I would lose a future game here as the Maya against the Koreans. They tower rush. They do have bonuses for their towers, or at least stone miners gather 20% faster. And so he's able to put those down. And I did lose that game, but in this instance was able to use villagers to knock down my own population a bit and take out those towers. I did lose those, so they're also kind of used as army units for a little bit. It does look like I need a lot more wood. Sold that off, but I have 49 on there. So trying to get a little bit more resources. Castle to help defend my guys there. Doesn't seem to have any more facilities to the north. Score, I'm finally catching up. It's one of those kind of games where I could have lost so many times, and I'm still fighting back. And he doesn't seem to have a huge wave of guys anymore. We'll see if it comes, because now I'm scouting stuff. That's a town center, good sign I'm getting into his economy and bulk of production. That's a siege workshop there. I'm trying to avoid the castle at the moment before we get siege. We can cheat and see kind of that he is up to stuff here. I've got champions coming, two-hand swordsman technically right before the champion. So those are good against for taking out his halberdier. He's got villagers now trying to rush that castle, a much bigger endeavor, even with bonuses that they do, because castles have tons of HP and his villagers already get knocked down. There's a treb. There's a lot more horses to the west I saw. Probably just his... what does he got? Does he have cav archers? Yeah, he finally switched into cav archers, which I've already got a huge mass of kipchaks to deal with that for range. His can help take out my halberdier, though. Excuse me. There's that karaoke. I can already feel the dry throat a little bit. Now I got one of the songs stuck in my head. Trying to take out his mining camp there. There goes the town center, the trebuchet. This engagement, just huge mass of my guys against a smaller grouping of his. That's a ton that he lost there. And then again, the waves. I've done this before too in Desperation, and it just doesn't work. It's like facing the AI, where you just keep knocking down groups of guys over and over again. I'm already back to near max pop at the moment. Monks healing everybody up. Two-handed swordsmen still at the fields, unless they've been upgraded to champion yet, not sure. Don't think so. Yeah, it still says 2 handsworms have been upgraded. When you buff those, it buffs things like HP and attack and possibly armor and stuff like that. Let's cost some money. I just got Scorpion out, just got more Hussar again, Halberdier in the back. Scorpions can be good against groups of units, like a bunch of Halbs, but you just need a lot of Scorpions, you gotta get them buffed up, which I don't think Huns are going to be special for that. So Kipchak's just kind of knocking things down. I'm trying to put the Halbs in the front, range in the back. These guys kind of scouting, taking out some of those economy villagers down there, all gone. Still need more siege, but this guy doing good work, trying to defend him. But these guys are probably their left back to defend the trebuchet. They die quick to Hussars or melee damage, even Halberdiers. This is where I'm feeling pretty good. Knocking out that castle, he's just got streams of army. You can't do anything without big masses. I don't see paladins anymore. Scorpions do cost gold, but I think it's about as much as a paladin. See, he's trying to get out to him. I even have the tower to help a little bit there, it looks like. Need to sell off some wood, food again. So is the balance of, there goes the food, of knowing should I build more villagers so I can get more resources sold, bought and sold, or just continue forward with the massive military and just finish them off, especially more siege. Got a tower and a castle up there. More villagers to come down to repair the trebuchet if needed. That's what those woodsmen just did with lumberjack. Woodsman. I was just watching Over the Garden Wall, and so they call him the woodsman in that. Good show if you haven't seen it. And thanks for all those that are sticking around to watch these. Not a lot of people do, and that's fine. This was a good battle. Surprise in the outcome, as we can see here. My score is definitely pulled ahead by 5,000 points. Huge Hussar mass he has there, but again, low HP, better for raiding. Can't really do much when there's Halberdier and Camels and lots of DPS from Kipchaks. Got some champions there to help clean up his Halberdiers as well as just an overwhelming amount of Halberdier myself. Trying to stay out of the castle fire so I can have the trebuchet do his work. He's taking out that forward tower so people can move through a little bit more clean. I send villagers down to help take out some of those buildings so it loses his line of sight. We can not get any more economy going on down there. Okay, he's got cavalry in the back. Not doing too much yet. Hussar is still just running out to die. Trying to keep my army together, so moving them back a little bit. Keeping the ranged in the back and the not ranged in the front. Monks in the back to heal up, occasionally convert. So his archers are back there trying to take some shots, but don't have a great position, especially because I keep moving backward. Because he has a great wall of stables here to defend himself from his town centers and other economy in the back. I see the market there in the northwest. Sold all my food. You get such small amounts at this stage in the game. I think I forgot about guilds too. Guilds for longer games can help you get better returns, and Cumans do have it. It just costs 200 gold. It reduces the fee to 15% in the market. I think it goes down from, like, you get 17 gold per 100 food or wood or whatever sold, and it goes down to, like, or it's 14, it goes up to 17, so you get a little bit more. But it takes a bit to recoup those costs of the guild's technology itself. Trying to build units up there, send them down. For this now, I'm just trying to cover my bases, so I use those Kipchaks to the north to scout them to see if you have more facilities. You can see on the mini-map, I was using them to go up. See if I can find any more blue, because we are closing in. Just trying not to make any big mistakes or look for any surprises. Because he has units coming from the north and the south, lots of halberdier to deal with, my cavalry. But they're just cutting them down before they get close. I mixed in with all my units. They're not even getting any hits in. I'm just watching the halberdier try. Hussar getting close, but not a lot. Camels doing their work. this 119 army because it's 81 villagers now. It's a huge, massive unit that he has to deal with. He's got archers still trying to fire on the guys that get too close. Stables starting to be attacked, so he's gonna lose his safe role there of production. The benefit of the SARs is that they only cost food, which is why they're popular for late game. But I'm still managing to have gold units in the field by just selling off resources and getting small relic trickle. More trebuchets into the mix. I mean, that's 200 gold a pop, so it's hard to justify getting them all the time. Or any more monks, they're 100 each. Kipchaks are only like 35 gold each, and so that makes them cheap to get out there. Yep, 35 gold. Cav archers are a little bit more. They're 60 gold, so almost double. Different pros and cons for those groups, I think. Alright, the stables are starting to go down, units are starting to move in, villagers are starting to go into their town centers to fire back and stay safe. He's bringing them up now to fights, and now he calls the GG. He knows there's not much left for him to work with. Losing production, losing villagers. We had chatted a bit after this, and he's just like, oh man, I have a hard time doing things when there's no gold. And I was like, yeah, just market. You know, using the market. And constantly getting that going. Because he had the map control to start. He moved in on me before I was able to get out. Like, I was stuck here for so long at this spot. Thinking I was going to lose the game at the beginning with the castle drop. Thinking I was going to lose when his paladins were taking out everything. But then he retreated first, and then he thinned out as he tried to advance here into my home territory. Hussar's not able to get a good raid in. He didn't try to attack from the north at all. Until later he had something here that he didn't do that much with. He tried to bring in reinforcements, probably for that raid from the north, but did not get that finished. So good game. Did not expect to win this one. It's nice when it goes into a bigger brawl like that, and you can fight as the game goes on, and different units, and just clear them out. So I think I got the thumbnail from this later on because it was nice. There's that champion that came in at the end. Just 20 gold, not too much, but good for chopping down the halberdier trash units, they call them, without gold. Which is why you see so many in the spearman line halberdier in the late game. Attack cavalry. But that's the Kipchak army, 42. And this is before I knew you could research Cuman mercenaries, where you get free Kipchaks for all the castles you have. I thought it was just a team benefit, but this was everything I paid for that, and just kept a lot of them alive. Some camels, just a few cav archers. I kind of forgot about. I just had one range, but it was the castles I had multiple of, so I could queue that up real quick and get them going. I had one back there too. Yeah, good game. It's always a resource battle, trying to get everything you can, and even when it seems that he's got the upper hand, he had all these production facilities to go out quickly. I really didn't have much. I had 1, 2, 3 barracks that got later when I knew I needed halberdier. That's one stable. Blacksmith, tried to get all my technologies to upgrade them. University, same thing. There's not much in the university for Cumans, but blacksmith is fine, I think. Here's the pro market, getting good work done. Glad I didn't lose that to trebuchets before. Yeah, good game. Let's call the night. Quickly go to the statistics. And you had me on technology. Had me on largest army. It's a lot of units taken out. The Aztec versus Portuguese on Arena, the pseudo siege of Tenochtitlan, however you say it. Sorry, I tried to put that in, but I forgot earlier. That was a big game. If you haven't seen that one on my channel, it's a long one. It's an hour and 38 minutes, much longer than this one for the raw time. This time it's not minute to minute. It's like 1.7 speed or something. However that goes. What do I know? I'm just here to have fun. Yeah, that was his fast castle when he was worried about things going too slow for his feudal when I got that, because he was going for the castle drop move. So I don't know if that was intentional or he was just mindful of my quick feudal time. But with faster Imperial, getting the trebuchets out, knocking them down, getting out. He did have one more relic, so he had more gold there. He had more villagers, so he had more going on there. It would make sense that he should have won this game, but I think just the waves and different attacks they did instead of kind of coordinating it and committing just allowed me to stay alive. Good defense, good defense. All right, well, thank you for joining. Good luck. Farewell. Bye-bye.